Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Shutters and Speed. You join me today on another sneaky Sunday morning ride out here in West Norfolk, and I thought it would be a good time to tell you about a helmet that I bought recently. So, as we say here in Norfolk, let's run them their titles, boy, and then get into it. Yeah, so welcome back to Shutters and Speed. Yeah, I decided earlier in the year that a new helmet was the order of the day. My old Shoei GT Air, which was the first GT Air, was getting a little bit long in the tooth. I felt it was about 6 years old, so I decided to replace it with this one. And this is a Scorpion ADF9000 Air. Now, I bought this at the beginning of the year when the sports bike shop had a bit of a clearance. Although it's a current model, of course, they had a bit of a sale or Black Friday do or something or other, so that they were selling it at a good rate anyway, about 50 or 60 quid less than what it should be. So I decided to buy one there and then. I thought that I'd have a look around and see what helmets were available, and settled on this one. And here we are, what, 4 or 5 months later, and having had used it a few times, I thought it was a good time to let you know what I thought of it. So I think what we'll do is we'll go back to the studio and we'll have a look at a few of the features and functions of this helmet.
Yeah, so here we are in the studio, and here indeed is this Scorpion ADF9000 Air in a studio environment. And I think you'll probably agree that it's actually quite a smart looking helmet, and that's what drew me to it in the first place, and I thought this would be a great thing to have. So what does it come with? Well, out of the box you get obviously the helmet with the peak. You also get two visors, the smoked visor that you saw on the helmet itself, and also of course you get the clear visor, which comes in this lovely sort of packaging or case, if you like, and that comes with a pin lock insert, which obviously you have to install yourself, but it gives good coverage. Now, the one thing that has been people have been a little critical of in reviews that I've seen of this helmet is the fact that the ridges on the pin lock insert here actually sometimes gets in the way of viewing instruments, but I haven't found that to be a problem. I think if you've got instruments that you look down onto, like old classics for example, that might prove to be an issue, but looking straight ahead at your instruments and indeed your sat nav and all those other types of things, that's proved to be okay for me for this type of helmet. So you get the two visors, clear with a pin lock insert, and obviously the smoke visor which is installed at the moment. Now, when you want to change visors, I'm not going to go through that right now because it's a bit brutal, to be honest, and that's another one of the criticisms of this helmet, and I must agree with a lot of that when I've tried to change this. Certainly initially it's quite brutal, and you find that you have to line up the marks on the side and pull it quite firmly. But I've done it a few times now and I've got used to it, and it's okay now. So, that's fine. That's okay with me. But I can understand that somebody might find that, a bit of a deal breaker, if truth be told, compared to some other helmets, both in this type and also all other types as well. Now, the other thing that which is useful for me as a vlogger is that it comes with this plate on the front here, which you screw to the front. You remove this cover, and then screw the plate on the front here, which is obviously quite useful in as much as you can stick a GoPro mount to it. Now, another criticism that I found online before I bought this helmet was the fact that with a traditional GoPro mount, you had the GoPro mount, sticky mount, would cover the screw hole, so that it would be a sort of almost permanent arrangement, if you like. Once that was on, it would be almost impossible to get to the screw to take this off should you wish. Now, those clever people at Chin Mounts have created a mount with a little V in the front here. I hope you can see that on the screen, which obviously alleviates that problem. So you're able to stick your camera mount on in it, whichever configuration you would like, and you know, away you go. So that has got over that problem, so I can now take this off, on and off, as and when I wish. But the truth of the matter is, because of what I do with this, it will probably stay on all the time. Now, inside the helmet you have an antimicrobial liner, which is supposed to keep down the honk, as it were, and you know, it also has these tabs which are you know, makes it easier for paramedics to remove should you are unfortunate enough to have a bit of a coming together, and it's all nice and comfy inside. And in the front here, I'll show you that in close up in a sec, but in the front here you've got vent switches for the front vents on the front here, either side of the mount, and also the innovative air bladder system which pumps up the cheek pads to get that perfect fit. Now, I haven't actually had to inflate them very much. This is a large, and the helmet is quite comfy for me in its sort of state as it came out of the box, as it were, so I haven't had to pump that up. But as one reviewer I sort of looked at said, it is quite useful as you wear the helmet, because you can adjust those pads on the go, and you know, as it ages and wears in, you might find the helmet's getting a bit slack, and that's quite useful to be able to perhaps adjust that in the future. So that's, you know, that's a reasonably innovative feature that this helmet has. I have, when I bought this, which, you know, if we look at that now, I guess, I bought this just after Christmas this year, which is 2024, from the sports bike shop, and they had it on special offer at the time, and I only paid £269 for this. They're now on their website at £329. They're back to their sort of normal price again, but even at that price, I think that represents really good value, because I feel that you know, the price is really competitive compared to other helmets in the range. And the other thing is, I've actually got a Cardo Pack Talk Edge installed. Now, when I bought this at the same time as the helmet, and I got 20% off that. No, it wasn't, it was 16.66% off, because you don't pay VAT on it if you buy it with the helmet at the same time, as it were. And those kind people at Sports Bike Shop installed it for me, and the great thing is that because of the design of the helmet, it actually clips in rather than sticks on, which I think is great, because obviously, you know, with a stick-on thing, you know, if you want to take it off for whatever reason, you don't want that residue left on your helmet. So that's another plus point for me. Now, in terms of quietness, what's it like to ride with, and is it quiet? Well, yes, it is quiet. I find it's as good as my GT Air that I had before. Now, I obviously haven't compared it with other helmets, but what I have found is that if you use earplugs, and I thoroughly recommend these Alpine plugs. I bought the Pro set, which includes a touring set and a race set. Now, I've been using the race set, and I found them to be brilliant. They cut out most of the high-pitched wind noise, but you can still hear your comms quite clearly, and also the important surrounding sounds, which are obviously important when you're riding. So them in conjunction with this has proved to me to be a very useful combination, as it were, and a combination that I'm very pleased with, I have to say. The other thing that's very useful about this is the way the visor opens. The visor has got two lugs on the front here, there and there, so whichever hand is free, you can actually open the visor quite easily. It's difficult. Yeah, there we go. And the other thing is the ratchet system, which allows you to hold it in various positions, almost, you know, seamlessly, as it were. So you can lift it up and get that right cracked open position, if you like, so you get the right amount of air coming in should you wish. And then obviously it goes up and comes right down and cracks into the closed position quite easily. And when you're riding, it's much easier to lift from that cracked position than it is on my GT Air. I mean, my GT Air was, you know, it only had the one lug on the side here, so you had to do it with your right hand. Was it the right hand or left hand? Left hand, sorry, left hand. And, you know, it was quite difficult to lift up. This one has proven to be very easy, as hopefully you can see in the clip that I've shown you. And it goes up quite nicely, and it's great. And the other thing, of course, is it has the built-in sun visor. Now, this is quite unique for helmets of this type. And, you know, you can just flick it down and up with the lever on the side here. And away you go. You know, that works very well also, and it also gives good coverage, as I hope you've seen on the clip that you've looked at in the last few seconds or so. So there we have it really. I think that just about covers everything I wanted to say about this helmet. I find it's been great, and I would say that if you're a shoey type head like I am, I guess this fits quite nicely in a large size. The size is, you know, the same as my shoey, which is a large, and it fits me quite nicely, and I've been very happy with it. So let's get back on the road and see how we get on with it later on.
So I hope you found that useful, everybody. Here we are, sort of making our way out of a quiet Norfolk village here on a lovely Sunday morning, and like I say, I hope you've enjoyed the review of this helmet and found it useful. I've actually enjoyed wearing this helmet on the bike. It's proved to be very good, and I have no real qualms or worries about it. So that's all good news from me. So without further ado, I think we'll call a halt to proceedings here and now. So until next time, as we say here in Norfolk, do you keep on a troshin', boy.